Hey guys, my name is LaDonna. I am the owner and founder of the Alignment CEO, and we are going to get straight into the transits of May. This month is all about spiritual awakenings, deep emotional transformation, and powerful shifts in communication and personal identity. With the major planetary alignments taking place, we have Venus conjunct Neptune, Pluto retrograde in a Scorpio full moon, and Saturn into Aries. This month is all about introspection, rebirth, and clarity over relationships, emotions, and personal growth. Where do we want to go? Who do we want to be? Who do we want to be? Okay, with this Neptune and Aries, it's all about recreating ourselves, recreating the identity that goes with the current. Are we living in the current or are we living in the past? Okay, keep that in mind because we're going to dig a little deeper into are we living in the current or are we living in the past? So keep that in mind. May 2nd, we have Venus conjunct Neptune. The theme surrounding Venus conjunct Neptune is romantic idealism, spiritual love, artistic inspiration, potential illusions and relationships. This transit brings blurred lines between fantasy and reality, especially in love and finances. So don't fall for any schemes that sounds too good to be true, because if it's too good to be true, it's not true. You also may experience heightened creativity and intuition. This is a good time for spiritual work. If you are a spiritual practitioner, this is a good time to go ahead and find some new clients for your tarot readings. This is also a good time for any creative person who want to make music or just want to act. This is a good time for that. Also, be cautious of deception and love. Falling for illusions and financial schemes is going to be heightened during this time. So be cautious. How to handle and work with this energy is enjoy romance and creativity when it appears, but do not ignore the red flags. Now, y'all know what I was talking about. Are you living in the current or are you living in the past? The reason why I asked because on May 4th, we have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Aquarius is all about the future thinking, progressiveness, and what is current. When Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, we may have some past experiences come up that have us thinking what we could have done differently, right? I know y'all had these moments where you went through something so traumatic and you handle it wrong, and then you wish you can go back and handle it differently. Well, it's over with. Accept it, let it go, and move forward. So with the Pluto in retrograde, this is all about inner transformation, power shifts, and questioning authority. Even your own authority. You know how sometimes we can have this authoritative attitude where we feel like we right all the time and we may not be right. That is what Pluto in Aquarius, when a retrograde, is going to be asking us to check our inner authority. So Pluto retrograde will push for deep inner work, facing fears, power struggles, and subconscious blocks. And I can feel this energy happening already because I made a video on my TikTok talking about how insecure I am and I'm in my own way. Right? So I could feel this energy taking place as someone who has an Aquarius midheaven, Aquarius Venus, and on top of that, I am an Aquarius stellium. So this is impacting me heavily, and it's out of my control. Anywho, in Aquarius, this may trigger, when Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, this may trigger a collective shift in technology, innovation, and social structures. I am a living proof of this. I was at work and the environment was so rigid. I couldn't take a break because I was an operator. And I told them I can't work here in this environment because I need to go outside and decompress from the busy work life. I need to go outside and take a break. I need air. and they was saying they was willing to work with me, but I said, fuck no, it's too restrictive and I need my freedom. So that's just a trigger the collective may experience with social structures, technology, and innovation, right? The karmic lesson that Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is going to bring to us is regarding control, freedom, and community impact. What are we truly How are we truly showing up? How are we showing up? Are we control hungry, power hungry? Are we freedom hungry? I know I could be freedom hungry. I would do anything for my freedom. So ask yourself, are you freedom hungry? Would you do anything for your freedom? At what cost though? And ask yourself, how is this impacting your community around you? Is this uplifting your community? Is it making your community turn on you, change on you, and not really trust you? Like, how is this showing up? How is this manifesting? Okay. What you can do when Pluto is retrograding from May 4th, I believe, to October 13th, is to reflect on your personal power and release toxic patterns and control battles. Okay, we can see this playing out with the economy right now, so reflect on that. Okay, I got my notes over here on my laptop, so that's why I keep looking back and forth. So May 7th, we have Mercury conjunct Chiron. The themes that surround this conjunction of Mercury conjunct Chiron is healing communication, revisiting old wounds, and addressing past conflict. Oh, gosh, my eyes almost came out my head saying that. Anyway, Mercury is the mind communication, and when it meets Chiron, the wounded healer, it creates opportunities for deep conversations and emotional healing. Remember, during this conjunction on May 7th, vulnerability is key. This is the chance to express pain and find closure and let go for the grace of yourself. Trust me, because this is, as someone who have Mercury square Pluto, I am not forgiving, but I'm working on it. I am. Be mindful of harsh words and reopening wounds. Because you don't want to say anything to anybody and then open a wound and then they just resent you. And then you wonder, like, what have I done for this person to resent me? Well, you was being a bitch. You was being a bitch and you didn't think about how being a bitch would cost you a relationship, right? You didn't think about that. So be mindful with this transit on this day. What you can do instead is to journal, speak from the heart, and focus on discussions that empowers and improves healing. May 10th, we have Mercury enter Taurus. So this is going to be a theme that surrounds practical thinking, patience and decision making, and valuing security. Communication will slow down. People want tangible proof and security before making decisions. Focus on financial matters, contracts, and long-term planning before you just go in, because you are thinking with your senses. You're not really thinking with your practical mind. What to do when Mercury enters Taurus? Be patient in conversations, focus on facts, and avoid stubborn arguments that don't lead to anywhere. On May 12th, 2025, we have a full moon in Scorpio. The theme surrounding this is emotional transformation, intensity, and endings and rebirth. I'm going to make a video and I'm going to talk about Pluto transits because I am currently going through my Pluto transit. And I wake up at 5 a.m. thinking about suicide. Because I probably should have never said that in this video, but I'm going to be real. This Pluto transit is not for the weak. But we're going to talk about it in a different video. But this Scorpio full moon is going to bring deep emotional release. This is a time to purge toxicity and embrace rebirth, embrace change. Embrace and give yourself permission to be somebody new, be different. Secrets may surface, relationships deepen, or may end. A power dynamic will happen. You may be in a power position, or somebody else may be in a power position Who knows? You have to see when this transit appears, when this moon in Scorpio happens on May 12th. This is a strong urge to release anything that no longer serves you. Embrace change and trust your intuition when making changes. I just did my hair and that looks good. Yes, I have a Leo North Node, so pay me attention now. Okay. On May 17th, we have the Sun conjunct Uranus and Taurus. If you didn't know, now you know. Uranus has Taurus in that house right now. So you've been experiencing like money issues, weird things with relationships, or people becoming very more stalkerish or just crazy towards you. It's Uranus, trust me. And the themes that are going to be taking place when the Sun conjunct Uranus and Taurus is you have insight, personal breakthroughs, and you may experience more rebellion issues. Like you may be more rebellious. This brings unexpected change, especially regarding identity, career, and finances. You may find that you have a lot of ideas that you want to work on, but realistically, you need to work on probably 2 or 3. You can't work on all 5. That is the kind of unexpected change that Uranus is going to bring in Taurus. This is a time of awakening and innovation. Embrace freedom and a new perspective. Some people may experience a sudden shift in relationships or life paths. What to do? Stay flexible and welcome surprises. The universe is shaking things up for a reason, and this is true. This is so true. Okay? We have the Sun entering Gemini on May 20th. The themes that's going to be taking place when the Sun is in Gemini is communication, curiosity, learning, and social energy. So you might find yourself more ambitious to go outside and network and connect with people and get your ideas out there. Gemini season brings a lighter, more adaptable energy towards the party. It will loosen up that stubborn, fixed towards energy just a little bit. As we ease into Gemini season, we still will feel that Tauran vibes. We will still feel that. People become more talkative, more social, and eager to explore new ideas and conversations. So like I said, this is a good time to go outside and network. Multitasking and that's not even a word. Multitasking and mental stimulations are going to be the themes during Gemini season. What to do? Like I said, network, learn something new, engage in a little fun, lighthearted conversations. Don't hesitate to flirt, but don't give up your skirt, okay? For my ladies, don't do it. All right. So, on May 24th, 2025, we will have Mercury conjunct Uranus again, okay? But this time it's not Sun, it's Mercury. The theme surrounding this Mercury conjunct Uranus is genius ideas, unexpected news, a rapid mental shift, okay? So everything's going to be clicking. Everything's going to make sense. You're going to have that creative spark to go and do whatever you want to. Be open to whatever new ideas come, because these ideas are game changers. And as I continue to make these videos, you will remember what I said and you will go back and think. LaDonna did say to write those ideas down and be open to what's new. Be open. May 25th, 2025, we have Saturn enter Aries. The theme surrounding this is taking responsibility for personal power, discipline, and leadership. As someone who have Saturn and my Jupiter in Aries and sidereal, I can feel this already. I felt this early in the year. I've been dealing with financial issues, and I just had to accept the fact that I'm in control of my life, and if I want to change it, I have to take ownership of my life. That means I have to put the work in, make these videos, even if I'm not seeing the results as quickly as I want to. I still need to do it. Saturn is the discipline structure, and when Saturn enters Aries, it's about independent action, demanding accountability for personal growth. This transit will push people, including you and everybody around you, to build foundations and face personal limitations. Some may feel pressured to grow up fast, okay? What you can do when Saturn enters Aries is to take leadership seriously. Focus on discipline and set long-term goals, okay? Don't give up when times get tough. I'm speaking to myself as well. Don't worry. Mercury enter Gemini on May 26th. That is my father's birthday. If you're watching this, happy birthday. Fuck you. Anyway, quick thinking, social connections, and curiosity is going to be the theme when Mercury enters Gemini. Mercury is his communication, and Gemini, it makes people more adaptable, witty, and mentally active. This is a great time for learning, writing, and networking. Watch out for mental restlessness, relentlessness, and scattered thinking. What you can do is engage in meaningful conversations, read, and stay open to new ideas. On May 27th, we have a new moon in Gemini, and this is taking place in my first house, and I'm so excited. This is new ideas, fresh conversations, beginnings in learning or communication. This is a great time to set new intentions related to education, writing, or social connections. I've been thinking about taking a communication class because I can improve my communication a little bit better. Anxiety got the best of me, and sometimes I can mess up with my words, but it's all right. Good. This is a good transit when the new moon is in Gemini. This is a good time to launch those projects related to media, networking, and intellectual pursuits. What you can do is start a blog, take a course, or make new connections. This is the perfect time to go outside. Now, last but not least, we have May 30th, 2025. We have the Sun conjunct Mercury. The themes are going to be clarity of thought, strong communication, intellectual focus. This alignment sharpens the mind for greater problem solving, writing, or public speaking. Important conversations or realizations may occur. What to do: speak your truth and use your words wisely. They carry more power now. So be cautious of what you say and make sure that whatever you say, it don't burn or sting anyone. The final conclusion for May, the final overview is transformation and healing. With Pluto retrograding and the Scorpio full moon, emotional and rebirth are going to be taking place heavily this month of May. This month of May, however and whenever you're watching this. Mental breakthroughs with Mercury Uranus and the Sun Uranus. This is going to bring a sudden change and insight of what need to change, what you need to change, or who you need to change and be around, okay? You can't avoid change. Change is always going to knock on your door and let you know the OU is not working. Get in order or die off. Sorry if it's too dark. Romantic and financial cautions with Venus conjunct Neptune. This can bring illusions. Stay grounded in love and money. Big new beginnings. When Saturn enter Aries, this demands discipline, and the new moon in Gemini is going to spark fresh new ideas. So this is a good time to take, once again, your leadership seriously, your business seriously, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there, okay? May is a powerful month of self-discovery, breakthrough from old cycles, and embracing a new one. Personal growth is required during the month of May. Stay flexible, trust your intuition, and be open to the unknown. Once again, I am your girl, LaDonna, the Alignment CEO, founder, and business owner. So if you want to know more about how you can work with this energy, next month, book a reading, okay? Book a reading. Or if you want to know how these transits that's going to be taking place in the month of May is going to impact you, go ahead and book a reading and I will help you. Once again, Bye.